Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God. Yahweh Shai being the name of his beloved Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. This is the brother Yair Radada, WFI Indiana camp, coming at y'all with a quick cold cut through the spirit. I'll get a couple of precepts. Obviously, it's the quote-unquote holiday season or holiday season, where you got a lot of wicked, worldly days that's coming upon us. You just had so-called Thanksgiving passed the other day, and now you got other things coming on. Today was so-called Black Friday off wicked. You got so-called Xmas or Christmas coming up next month. Then you got so-called New Year's, and then you got so-called, like, it's a lot of folly that come with this time of the season. It's things that you got to worry about all through the course of the 12 months of the year. Nevertheless, during this season, this is one of the worst times of the year, simply because there's so many factors that play a part in it. Like, it start getting cold, things start dying, like the trees, the greenery, the beautiful things that the Lord has created, you understand, and growth and so on and so forth. Those things start to wax old, start to wax faint. They begin to fall. They begin to stop growing. A lot of people during this time of the year, they fall into spirits hop on them, and they fall into what's called seasonal depression. So that spirit runs rampant during this time, and then along with you being in this truth, your family trying to pull you towards Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, all these different days that so-called is only for spending family time, so to speak. But with all that being said, we have our days that the Most High God has given unto us, you understand, and those days it's our heritage at the end of the day. So with our heritage, we got to make sure that we holding and walking in that heritage that was given unto us, and that was commanded that we walk in it. So like our feast days that we have from the Most High, like the new moons, you understand, like feast of dedication, you understand, like destruction of Nicanor, Purim, so on and so forth. The list goes on during this time of the year, right? So with all that, we got to make sure that we stay focused and we remain on the path, and that we make sure that these things don't deter us from the task at hand. You can't let these holidays deter you from the focus. You understand, from the task at hand. Can't let it knock you off your rocker. Can't let it have your foot slip. But just understand that, one, it ain't gonna last forever. Two, you understand these days that's coming upon us are evil, and you don't want to be sifted out. You don't want to be caught. You understand? You don't want to be dragged, thereby and because of these different days. Like, and it's easy to, I want to say easy, but it's wicked how they can just kind of just put the spirit out there. You walk into a store, they got so-called holiday music playing all loud. Seems like they play their music louder, you understand, during this time of the year than they do any other time of the year. It's on max. You understand? You get in the car, boom, it's on. You go to the grocery store, boom, it's playing. You understand? You turn on the TV, boom, it's there, it's playing again. It's like you on YouTube or whatever site you on, whatever the case may be, boom, stuff about the holidays coming. It's like it's everywhere, and they put it all in your face. But nonetheless, you still have to be able to navigate through these different things, hold fast to what's true. Forgive me. So like it, hold fast to what's true, and walk in integrity, walking in righteousness, and walk in the righteous path that has been laid out for us. All right, so I'm gonna grab these couple quick precepts where I get right to the point. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 71 and verse 1. It says, "In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. So that's a beautiful thing to ask the Lord, to never be put to confusion, never be put in confusion, never have to feel like you fighting and tugging and pulling at the fact that, man, my family want me to do this, or man, this holiday season it's enticing. Don't let these things entice you. You understand? Let those things that's of the world be of the world. You understand? Continuously renew your mind and spirit. You understand? Meditating on the precepts and meditating on the good things that the Most High God has given unto us. It says, never be put, let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape, right? Because we want to escape from all of this, right? And especially from this time of the year, man, we want to escape from these different things. God forbid you get caught up, snatched and grabbed, you know, spiritually by these wicked spirits, man, that try to entice you to partake in the sacrifices of devils. That try to get you to partake in the sacrifices, you understand, these idols and so on and so forth. You understand? And these days that the Lord, you understand, don't want us to have part in, right? And these days that's ultimately the promoting of your people's destruction, right? And the Lord, let me get this quick precept in the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, right? It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, right? And verse 5, it says, whoso mocketh the poor reproacheth his maker, and he that is glad at calamities, right? It was a calamity of what happened to our brothers and sisters, man, on so-called Thanksgiving, right? That was a calamity. That was a calamity that happened to our people, man, right? And to get on that day and share what you're thankful for, get around a table and to celebrate that day, you know, that's mocking your people. Ultimately, that's mocking the Lord. You know, you're reproaching your maker, like the scripture said, right? Reading that again, right? Proverbs 17:5, it says, whoso mocketh the poor and reproacheth his maker, and he that is glad at calamities shall not be unpunished. The Lord said they won't go unpunished. You don't want to fall into that category simply because you looking at it as a harmless thing, or it was a long time ago, right? Or that's not why we celebrating it. Then why do it? Remember, Israel, the Most High God gave us multiple feast days of our own. That's in righteousness to be able to celebrate and to keep. So why not leave off from the things of the world that promotes the downfall of your people to serve and turn up in righteousness on the days that the Most High God commanded us to keep, like the new moons. You understand? You got Feast of Dedication coming up soon, right? After that, you got Purim and Destruction and Nicanor, so on and so forth. The Lord, the Most High God, gave us a new moon every single month of the year. Every single month of the year, to be able to come together, you understand, and uplift and magnify his name and turn up in righteousness and be merry and be in mirth. We don't have to subject ourselves or stoop down to the level of celebrating these days that's of the world. All right, let's get back to Psalms chapter 71. All right, so this Psalms chapter 71 and verse 2 again, it says, deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape. Incline thine ear unto me and save me. It says, be thou my strong habitation, right? During this time, and really during all times, no matter the time, but especially during this time of the year, you want the Most High God to be a strong habitation for you, man. Right? You want the Most High to be a strong habitation for you during this time, that you don't slip, that you don't fall susceptible to the things, you understand, that's out here, because these things are evil. And these things are created to entice you. These things are created, you understand, to put you in a certain mood, to put you in a certain spirit that's contrary to the words of the Lord, man. You know, you'll be walking down and now the dang song stuck in your head. You find yourself humming a tune. Or you find yourself, man, now you wanna buy certain stuff now. It's like, all right, let's keep reading. It says, be thou my strong habitation, whereunto I may continually that's like it, that I may continually resort. Thou hast given commandment to save me, for thou art my rock and my fortress. It says you want the Lord to be somewhere where you can continually resort. Right? You want to continually dwell with the Lord. You want it to be that you want him to be a strong habitation, to be able to continually dwell there, continue to stay there, continue to stay focused. You understand? We want your mind, you understand, to have that habitation of the Lord continually, to have it be a strong fortress. Let's go to the book of Proverbs chapter 4, right? And verse 25. It says, let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the paths of thy feet, and let thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. So you want to have focus. You want to be focused during this time of the year. You want to be focused during any time, but especially during this time of year, man. You want to be focused. You want to make sure that your mind is stay focused on the Lord. You want to make sure you're reading consistently. You want to make sure you're fasting. You want to make sure you're doing the things that's pleasing in the sight of the Lord, as always. But ramping it up also during this time. While the time is dead, you can't really go outside and see the beautiful trees and see the sunshine, and it's warm outside, you in your element. You might be in the house a little bit more. You understand? You might not be able to do certain things that you was doing during the summer, as far as getting out and being, like I said, being in your element. It's warm outside, looks nice outside. You got the flowers, the lilies growing, so on and so forth. Guess what? You might have to be in the house a little bit more. But while you're in the house a little bit more, take that time, you understand, to be able to read more. Take that time to be able to make sure that you're keeping your mind stay focused. Stay focused. If not, God forbid, but you may slip into something you don't want to slip into with these holidays and these different things that they got going on during this time of year. All right, God forbid. But nevertheless, we want to abstain from all appearances of evil. All right, let's go to the book of Philippians chapter 4, right, in verse 8. Right, it says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Right? So those are the things that you want to think on, you want to meditate on. Right? You don't want to meditate on what you gonna buy such and such for Christmas, or if you what your plans gonna be for New Year's, what outfit you gonna get, or what club you. Nah, you don't think about that. That was the old you. You understand? You a new creature now, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. So all those things, those things are old. Those things are gone. Those things are passed away. You're a new you now, and those are the things you want to meditate upon. Good things. You want to give yourself into things that are honest, things that are right, things that are true. You understand? Those are the things you want to give yourself over into. Those are the things that you want to meditate on day in and day out. Right? Last precept. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, or so like in chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, as ye know how we exhorted and comforted and charged every one of you as a father doeth his children. Right? As you know how we admonish you. Right? This is an admonishment going into this season. It says that ye would walk worthy of God, who have called you into his kingdom and glory. Right? So we charge, you understand, we admonish brothers and sisters to be able to walk worthy. Right? Be blameless. You understand, as you can, as much as possible. Stay focused. Ponder your paths. Stay focused. Look right on. You understand? Don't turn to the right hand or to the left. Remove thy foot from sin. Right? From unrighteousness, from unruly things, from things that are not pleasing in the sight of the Lord, from things that mock the Lord, from things that mock your people, things that bring your people reproach. Remove your foot from those different things. Right? We admonish our people to do that. We admonish you to do that. Lord willing, you're able to increase in that, walk in it. Like I said, increase in it, and continue to grow in righteousness toward perfecting ourselves for the coming of our King. Right? So Lord willing, brothers and sisters, to edify that. Kwam Yashala. Shalom.